Now that President Trump have signed the one big beautiful bill into law in the United States, that was yesterday, what does it mean to the markets? Are we going to see sporadic move all the way to the upside in the price of Bitcoin right here? Because if you look at it, after the signage, market begin to drop all the way to the downside. We see that yesterday, market dropped down. Will this market continue this movement all the way to the downside, or we're going to see the market drop a little bit into this area before the next move upward? I will be discussing this in detail in this very video. And if you look at the price of Ethereum, the same thing. Ethereum dropped significantly. Market is going to move upward, or we're going to see market come back down before the final move to the upside. All of this in this video. And Pi, I told you guys that Pi is going to break this very level of important support. In my immediate last video, exact same thing. Market is dropping right now. What next? What is the hope for miners? What is the hope for pioneers? What is the hope for investors on this very token? The detail is coming shortly. And the Blum token is not doing fine. However, this is needed for the token to move all the way to the upside. I'll be discussing all of these and many more in this very video. Pay attention and watch this video gradually all the way to the very end. If you look at the price of Bitcoin right now, it's still very, very bullish in my opinion. And I hear some people saying Bitcoin is going to come down into $93,000. Let's look at that out. $93,000 is within this very area of interest. Okay, this very point is where $93,000 is. Some persons say market is going to crash back down into this very $93,000 level. Do that possibility exist in the market? Yes. Am I saying that possibility on price action? No. That is my opinion. The possibility exists in the market. Market can crash, anything can happen. But for me, I am not expecting that right now. I am not seeing it on price action. Like I said earlier, you see this very point, I am not expecting market to go below this very area of $98,000. At least for now, at the moment, I am not expecting price action to go below this very point of $98,000. This is my personal opinion. I can be wrong, and that is okay. You can be right, and that is okay. So that is what I am now paying attention to right now. So if you are among those that are saying that market is going to come into this very point, that is also okay. But what I am looking at is for the market to come back down a little bit, okay? From here, markets have possibility of moving from this very point to the upside. That is what I'm looking at. Or market can come back down a little bit into this very area before the next move to the upside. And of course, before we can say market is going to move upward from this very point, we should see significant volume from the bulls that indicate that market is going to move upward. That is very important. And before the market is going to move from here to the upside, we need to see significant bullish volume as well that indicate that the market is going to move upward. These are the things you need to figure out on your price action from this very area where the market is right now, or market drop down into this very point. And of course, market can break out here, but first of all, let's wait for the market to come down into this very point before we can think about market breaking out, if there is a possibility on price action, depending on what price is going to be doing. If market come into this very area, that is only when we can determine whether this support is going to break or not. This is what I am now paying attention to on this very price action. Pay attention to this. To be in the right direction of the market is very important. To always be in the right direction of the market, even though it's 70, 80 to 90% of the time, not 100% of the time. Because if you are in the right direction 70% with a good risk reward ratio, you should be profitable. 80% with good risk reward ratio, you should be profitable as well. And this is very important. And if you come to the ETH price action right here, this very point is a fair value gap. Exact same points where I was talking about market drop into yesterday is where the market entered. And we are seeing this very little move all the way to the upside, which is also very fine. But you can look at it, there is no volume in this market right here, which means there is this capability for us to have a dull momentum moving into this very point again before the next move to the upside. Very important. Pay attention to this. Don't just rush into the market, especially when you see market begin to drop on weekends. It means the market can slip like that into Sunday, Monday before the next move to the upside. And that is what I am expecting. By tomorrow, next tomorrow being Monday, we should see the market begin to have little capacity moving all the way to the upside. But right now, what I'm expecting is a door momentum into this very area, and a breakout here definitely is going to make us come into this very point, which will enhance the market to move to the upside. So two places to pay attention on the ETH price action is this very point, market move upward or market come back down into this very area before the next move to the upside. This is what you must have to pay attention to right now to be in the right direction of the market on ETH USDT 4-hour chart. Very important, guys. And if you look at Pi is not doing well. It's not doing well, not at all. And I feel for investors and miners alike. And this is very important because yesterday I was expecting market to break out at this very point of important support, and exact same thing we are seeing right here. Market broke out, and what next? I am still expecting this movement to the downside to continue on the price of Pi. Why? Because there is no bullish momentum. Look at here, no bullish momentum, no bullish momentum, no bullish momentum, no bullish momentum at this very point. We are seeing bears kicking the market all the way to the downside. The only bullish momentum we see right at this very point is where the market just shoots all the way to this very point and is dumping all the way down. Like I said earlier, Pi is appearing like a pump and dump token. That is, it will pump and all of a sudden dump all the way to the upside. So if you see the coin begin to pump all the way to the upside, think of collecting profit because a dump is on the way. So from here, market is going to come back down. That is my opinion. Market is going to continue this trajectory all the way to the downside into this 0.40 area. Okay, this very point is very important. That is where the market is going to move into, in my opinion, before we can speak about market moving all the way to the upside. Of course, market may not just drop into this area. We can see market move down a little bit, move upward, come back down, move upward, and finally into this very point. And if we see the market also break out on this level of important support that is at this very point, then that means market may have a little capability of moving all the way to the upside. That is why this very point is very important on price action, because if market breaks it at this very area, a breakout here is going to make the market begin to make significant move all the way to the upside, and this is very important. But in the meantime, expect the market to come back down. Market should come back down, retrace, come back down, retrace, come back down, move into this 0.41, 0.40 area. This very point is where I am expecting the market to begin to drop into on the price of Pi. Pay attention to these guys to be in the right direction of the market. And finally, on the Blum USD price action, we were using this very Fibonacci retracement tool to figure out that very point where market is going to drop into. So if you look at it from this area into this very point, market is within the golden pocket area, which the market will have a greater capacity of moving from, but we need to pay attention to volume within this very area. Okay, market needs to show us significant volume, then I can see that market is going to move upward. Without volume from the bulls, market is not going to move all the way to the upside. Market is going to continue this movement downward a little bit before market is going to move upward. Of course, the Blum token for me is preferable compared to the Pi token. That is it. The Blum token for me is preferable compared to the Pi token. I will do a video to compare these two tokens in detail in the future videos. So for Blum right here, expect the market to move from this very area where the market is right now. Within this golden pocket area, market should move all the way to the upside. This is what you need to pay attention to. Keep your eye on this to be in the right direction of the market. What that means is, don't just take a trade from here, okay? It will be wrong for you to just jump into a trade right now thinking market is going to move upward. However, wait for the market to show us significant bullish candles, significant bullish volume. That signifies that market is going to move upward, because market have capacity of coming back down a little bit, even break here and come down a little bit before the next move to the upside. So volume from the bulls is very important for us to certify that market is about to move upward on Blum USDT 4-hour chart. The global crypto market capitalization have maintained stability since yesterday, where we see $3.34 trillion. And today is $3.33 trillion, which is also good. There is no crazy drop all the way to maybe 3.30 or 3.31. This is very important, which means market have capability of moving all the way to the upside, and this is very, very important. The fear and greed index have shifted a little bit into 51% from what we saw yesterday. It's also okay, but if you look at the trending coin here, discover that Bonk, which is one of the best Solana meme token, is actually making headway all the way to the upside. I will do a price prediction on this Bonk in my next video. Pay attention to that video coming up very soon. And this is very important. Pay attention to all of these guys to be in the right direction of the market. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, link below in the description and also in the pinned comment. It is a free channel. Join right now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.